Hey guys, welcome to the Jonty and Mac podcast. This episode is a bit different. We're going to go back in time, Mac.
Gotta
We're
go
going to go
way
back.
back.
We're going to go way back in time. We're going to speak about what it was like for us growing up in the 90s. And if anyone's listening, you're going
If
to
you're a
have... You're gonna
90s kid, welcome.
we're basically mid 80s babies, but we spent our childhood as 90s babies. And if you grew up in the 90s with us, most of the stuff that we spoke about or we will speak about, you probably would have done it yourself. And we just wanted to touch on how life was then as compared to like what kids do now, basically. It's just completely, totally different.
I pity them, honestly, God. I'm the Mac, everybody. If you don't know, you know, okay? John, the first memory of the 90s, I was born in 1985. We can go way back, but I can remember very small snippets of Italian 90. Now that's going back. I was 5 years of age. I don't really remember much, but I remember being in the pub as a kid and I was allowed to run around and get like these bacon fries and I was fed a lot of candy, like, as kids growing up in a pub fucking do, like, but I just remember everyone wearing green jerseys and all that. I think that was the first start of it. The green jerseys, the glasses, the wigs and all. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, and I don't really remember much now, but I remember snippets of Italian 90. And I think if you're a real 90s kid, you remember that. How can you fucking not?
Oh, to be honest, Mac, 5 years of age, don't remember them times.
You know,
I wish I did. I mean, I've watched back Italian 90, but like, don't remember. I remember later on when we got to like getting into like the 94 stuff.
USA 94 has to be, honestly, I think the biggest piss up in Irish history.
Yeah, I remember like with Ireland scoring and like literally like a lot of outfielders with glasses, pint glasses, running out their door.
Yeah.
Or whiskey glasses. People would run out their front door and scream on the road.
Yeah, I remember like you used to be able to hear, and you know the way it used to be a bit of a delay in the television. You hear the goal, yeah, and you're in the house is like, yeah, and then like 3 seconds later you hear the whole road going, yeah, go.
Yeah, there was always
Backy Bonner.
That was the first time of when lagging really kicked in, but we didn't know what it was back then. But 100%. When they scored, it was like a domino effect. You'd have each different household running out onto the street, and then if someone had it on the radio and they didn't catch up quick enough, you'd basically have the equivalent of them seeing out the window, and then they just run out as well.
Oh yeah, like someone's really switched on. They're like before they seen the goal. Ireland's at the score. Shut up! You get battered as a kid if you did that.
You could never say anything like that.
Oh no, Jesus Christ, yeah. Because I remember, like, I think Italian 90 you probably started it, but like when I was a kid growing up, all we did was play football on the street. Like I remember, like I wasn't really a sport person, or I wasn't really a Star Trek person, or anything like that. The type of kid I was in the 90s, I was a football kid, I was a Hot Wheels kid, and what else? Yeah, pretty much that's all I played with as a kid was like probably cars, little toy cars, and football, and more fucking football.
I suppose for myself, football was the big one for me. But yeah. I tell you what I really loved, because we used to play it in our area all the time before I moved to Drimnagh. Do you remember Rounders?
Rounders, yeah. I do remember. We did used to play Rounders, yeah. We did. We used to
Rounders
play
was huge.
We used to play with
Rounders was huge. Well, we had a tennis racket. Just because we used to have a stick, right? But no one could get it with a stick, so we just got bored, and so we just brought a tennis racket in. Because once you could hoof that thing, everyone was getting around.
Well, I suppose as a kid, a full size tennis racket, it's sufficient, like.
Yeah, no. Basically we were using like a broomstick, and I mean, whoever got it was like so lucky. They basically win the whole game. They do like a full round, a full lap of it. But the others just weren't doing it, and everyone was striking out, and it was just getting utterly boring. So we were just like, right, we're gonna have to change this up here. And then someone I can't remember now, but someone said, yeah, just who's got a tennis racket in the gaff? Yeah, my dad was out in the shed. Yeah, just get that out, will you? And just
I remember, right, a game of rounders we play. I probably must be in the fourth rounders I played, right? The girls used to play with us, right? That's how far back we're going, right? And you remember the old tin bins? Back in the day, we didn't have wheelie bins. You left your bin out. The steel bin. Remember fucking steel bins?
Yeah,
the black bag and the steel bins. We used to get a steel bin and put that behind the bat. Like proper trying to play the American style. So if you got it in the bin or something like that, you had to aim for the bin. Like, with the slitter or the tennis ball.
To be honest with you, with the bin, not too many people. I remember people having it, but the majority of people just threw their bins outside and then they were
black bags. Yeah,
black bags. Yeah.
The cats used to fucking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll give you a great one. My ma, either the cats and the seagulls. My ma hated when the cats would tear the bags apart. Every Monday morning they would do it, right? So what she did was Jay's fluid?
Oh, needle stuff, yeah, no.
Yeah, she poured Jay's fluid all over the bag, right? And then she'd get, you remember Saxa used to make the white pepper?
Oh yeah, pepper
in a grounded dust.
Yeah.
Well, she poured the Jay's fluid on the bag, right? And the white Saxa all over the Jay's fluid. And basically the cats would try and pee on the bag and all. They'd be like, ow! They'd be burning the shite out of themselves.
Yeah, I remember the days. Used to get the trash bin. People used to just fucking leave their black bags out. Yeah, man, these. And do you remember by the lamppost and stuff like that? Yeah, man, that's going back, man. That was a definitely iconic sight in the 90s. Was early morning running out with your fucking black bags because you heard the bin, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you heard that like beep beep, and you heard the truck go like shh, and if you didn't get out and get that, the DCC guys were like, well, sorry, love, you're fucked.
We're not coming back. You'd have to run up the street after them.
Yeah. There was many people that chased them up the road to throw their bins in. You'd have them outfits with like, do you know the way they'd have them monkey hats, right? That like they just literally sat here on top of their head. Yeah. They didn't go fully down.
Yeah, I know.
Big smoke hanging out of their mouth. They'd like
smoke, yeah. Probably on community, probably on 100 hours community service or something it was.
They'd have like either a Rotmans or like a Benson and Hedges in there or something. Yeah. And he just turn around to you and go, yeah, go on, we'll throw it in there.
Yeah, go on. I don't give a fuck. They sometimes even used to not talk to you, I remember, like, you know.
I know, the bin men were sound around my way. They were like, but you just if they were gone down the road and you could chase after them, but if you didn't, like, it was none of this like, come on, back up and all. They just didn't. Didn't give a shit. Didn't give a crap.
What else I remember about the 90s? Yeah, I remember soccer, right? Do you remember heads and volleys?
Of course. Absolutely.
Come on, heads and volleys. If you didn't play volleys as your 90 kid.
Heads and volleys was probably, apart from, now I know it's debatable, but World Cup was also another great game.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, World Cup we used to always play because, especially leading up to the World Cup, especially USA 94, even after it we used to play. I think I was one of the fastest kids. There was no copper could catch me over 100 meters when I was 8 to 10 years of age. I
don't know if you used to do it with World Cup, but whoever got out on the first game first was guaranteed to get out of the second game.
Yeah, I remember, right, if you got out first, okay, you had to take over as goalkeeper to let the goalkeeper have a chance.
Yeah, we did that as well, but I'm talking about if let's say there was 10 years and you were the first one to get out.
Oh, because you rested the most, yeah.
You were guaranteed to get into the third game.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're at that.
I know that sounds a bit mad, but because majority of the time no one wanted to get in goal.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, if you're a last out, say it's the last two of you, the last one, the one that loses, I had to get in goal.
Yeah. They were great times. How good was a game of heads and volleys in the summertime in the evening? And do you remember you had to get the person out who was on like 2. You had to get them out with a header.
With
you
a
couldn't
header
do it any other way.
Yeah, header, yeah, because that's where you perfected your real stability skills. Like yeah, on the field it's grand. You used to learn how to play and move around opponents, but to control the ball on the street, like we used to use, like the driveways, the gates of the driveways. Those were the goalposts. Like we're small, we didn't.
Here, just answer me this. Our rules were, if you hit it wide, you're in. If it goes over the crossbar, you're in, and if you catch it within the box, you're in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you catch it within the box, the person who hit it last, got in.
Yeah,
or if you smash the window or something stupid like that, you're in.
Oh no, well, you had to basically leg it if that was the case. There was no like who's next.
And the only time you're allowed handball was when there was a car coming down the road. Do you remember you had to grab the ball and wait for the car to get down the road?
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And then a car go and then resume. I used to wreck people's head.
That was the only time you could touch it with your hands.
Only time you could touch it with your hands.
Yeah.
Was when there was a car coming down.
I used to pick the Netherlands or Germany or whatever. Brazil was another big one to pick.
Brazil, remember Brazil? They were back in the day. I think whatever it is about Holland. I think who was the big star back then for Holland?
Bergkamp around that time.
It wasn't Bergkamp. It wasn't Davids. There was someone else. I can't remember him. I can't remember him. He was a great player, absolute great player. I don't think he played Man United or something like that. I think he played in Europe somewhere. But people used to know him, Zidane as well. Remember, even going back to Zidane playing.
Oh well, Zidane is for me is one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember. What other games that we used to play? Do you remember Pats? You used to have to throw it and hit the edge of the pat.
It's funny, right? Because there's a big debate out there about there's 2 names for it,
Pats and what else? What was it called? Volleyball. What?
Corbs.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I heard that before. Corbs. Yeah. No, fuck you and your Corbs. It was Pats.
No, for me, it was Pats.
It was fucking Pats, right? Fuck your Corbs.
Corbs was like, if someone said you want to play a game of Corbs, I'd be like, where are you from?
Yeah, that's probably Castleknock they called up there, but South inner city Dublin, it was Pats, like, Do you
remember any time you'd hit the pat and it'd come back to you, then you got into the middle, and then
you got another point, you got another goal. Yeah.
No, it was what was it? It was,
I think it was a score of 10 or something like that. So if you hit a pat, you get down to 9, but you're allowed halfway, and you're given another point.
Because remember you could stay in the middle and keep doing that.
Yeah, if you were good.
Yeah.
But even halfway as a kid was hard,
Man, geez, I remember sitting out there playing. God, you were playing all night football.
Yeah, I remember we used to love football so much, right? This was back in the day where literally you could leave your football in your front garden and no one would touch it or piss on it or something stupid like that, right?
Yeah, you could leave your bike and all.
Yeah, that's right. We used to leave my bike outside the shop and come out and my bike would be there. I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't even do that, definitely not with an adult's bike, but a kid's bike you just don't know. But I remember used to leave your football in the garden, okay? And if there was no football, John, what we used to do was crush a can and play with the can. We were that addicted to football. Or we'd even use a bottle of Coke, a wasted bottle of Coke. I know that's a bit extreme, but you're a kid, you know what I mean? You're not exactly gonna be able to afford a £1, £2 fucking football unless your man and dad came home early.
While you're on crushed cans, I don't know if you did this, but I did. Do you remember putting it in your wheel to make it sound like a motorbike?
Oh my God, I do.
I used to go like, I used to baldy your tires.
That was the Coke can, wasn't it? You used to be able to do that with a bottle as well.
Coke can, yeah.
My God.
Well, to be honest with you, really, I suppose it was better if you did it with a bottle of Lilt. Remember Lilt?
Whatever it was about the Lilt one, yeah.
Yeah, the Lilt one worked, man, because it had the little bead things on it, and it would scratch on the tire and make that the faster you got would go ram, 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 ram every time you were booting around.
You used to wear your tire down.
Yeah. And
My God.
That's going along with all the skids you'd pull anyway.
John, like I would not in a million years remember that unless you brought that up. I did
it all the time.
Because I remember
that doing wheelies.
We all got bikes. It was just, I don't know what happened. It was just that year the parents must have got together and said, let's get them all bikes. Probably the worst thing we've ever done, being quite honest.
What bike did you have?
I had what's called an ML Vulcan.
You always have to be weird, don't you?
Yeah, listen, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. It was given to me. Or a Rally Colt. I don't remember them. It was a black and yellow, and I had like a mag wheel at the back. It was
yeah. I had a Rally mountain bike that was kind of a black and red color. Do you remember Rally had that gold sign on the front of it?
Yeah.
And on my mountain bike, it had the bull horns. They're not popular now anymore, but everyone had bull horns on their bikes.
Yeah, if you didn't have bull horns, you could buy them, and you used to have to cut the rubber handle off and put the bull horns on.
If you didn't have bull horns on your bike, like, you were a loser.
Yeah, man, imagine that.
Yeah,
bull horns. Yeah, what was that?
Everyone. And then you used to stand up really tall, put your hands on the bull horns, and then like it was like you were almost flying as well. Like, that was brilliant.
Jesus Christ, bull horns. Times. Yeah, because I remember like used to have to give like a crossbar, a saddle, or a front bar, a crossbar, or a saddle. Do you remember that? Where you going? I'm going down to the whatever crossbar, saddle, or whatever you used to say to your mate. Do you remember that?
I hated the crossbar. I'll tell you why. Because people's feet keep getting caught in it. I went over the bike. Do you know what happened, right? I don't know if my dad liked this story, but we were cycling one time through Tala Village, right? And just before Tala Village, and we're going by a church up there. And everyone was coming out of church like about, I think it was like after 11 o'clock mass, right? And just at the lights, I put my foot in the spokes of the front wheel. Both of us, the bike literally just stopped like that, right? Flew over the handlebars. I landed with my foot in the bike, right? Perfect. I don't know how, still to this day, I don't know how I landed fine, right? Me poor dad went up in the air like the game Buckaroo booked him, right? Landed on his shoulder, right? And his shoulder was completely out of socket, right? And the priest came over and he goes, "Are you all right, boys? Jesus, that was some fall, like some nasty fall." And my dad goes, "I'm grand." And with the other arm, and the priest was like, Are you sure your arm looks really?" And he goes, "I'm fine." And he just grabbed the bike and he goes, "Come on, John." And I knew he was in agony. But because of the adrenaline of the whole situation, it didn't hit him, right? And then when we got home, the first thing he said was, "Call me an ambulance right now." And he's just sitting there. I can't remember what he was. I don't know what he was. He was on the couch. He had like a suit jacket on. Remember your elf used to wear a suit jacket all years ago? Oh,
that's right. Yeah, they used
to wear suit jackets and shorts and all, like just to go down the shop.
Yeah, what was that about? Wasn't it? That's definitely a 70s thing. That was with the flare trousers. Yeah. That's a generation I think before us, man.
Yeah, there was none of this like your dad would have like a nice like Lacoste t-shirt or what people wear now. Like basically your dad would have like a shirt and a suit jacket just to get like a paper.
Just to get paper and make a bet. Here, what was the ambulances like back then? What were they? Were the white ones, weren't they? The Ford Transit stills. Remember them?
The ambulances were white with they looked like a big fat sandwich. They had a big red and blue sign going through the middle, and they had like one light on the left top roof and one on the right. Do you remember that? And they had that big giant back door that swung open.
Yeah.
And how the lads used to get that
stretcher in them things as
well. How they used to get that gurney out, I don't know, because it was made of like serious metal.
Yeah, it was on the back then. Like do you remember the old Garda cars and all? The old Ford Fiesta, the pure white one with just a one siren on the roof.
I'll give you a better one. Do you remember they were blue? They were a dark navy Garda
car. I remember a Ford Sierra, a blue Ford Sierra. It wasn't a Cosworth now. They used to have the blue Ford Sierras and the Escorts, whatever deal they had with Ford, because they had them for years. Ford was just the Mariah vans were Fords. the squad cars, or the paddy wagons, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, Jason, remember them? They were horrible looking things, man.
Like when the Garda changed from the blue ones over to the what was the white ones with the big luminous yellow sign, and they had them stupid blue lights. I don't know if you remember, growing up, the dick cars used to all have them. They used to stick the things onto the bonnet.
Oh yeah, that's right. They used to have a little wire. Yeah. Like the Bills. Remember the Bill?
Basically, exactly like the Bill they had. Yeah.
That was one of the programs that was on one of the 90s. What else? Oh, of course, Only Fools and Horses. Bottom. I remember Bottom.
Oh yeah, watch Bottom all the time. Only Fools and Horses was amazing. Faulty Towers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we grew up watching all of them, even though they were still older than their generation. I don't remember the young ones. It wasn't until later I got to see the young ones. I never heard the young ones before, but I do remember Bottom. I remember. Go on.
That's like, go on, finish what I was saying.
I just remember this. Well, I'll ask you this, okay? Tell me if you know this or not, okay? Do you remember Rob C. Nesbitt?
Of course I do. With his
bag of chips.
With his remember he had a bandana over his head, and he had a suit jacket, and he had like
a piss stain and a vest stain.
He had a piss stain, alcohol stain, sweat stain, wife beater with the fish string in it.
Rob C. Nesbitt.
Here, I'll give you a good one. I used to come home and like, I don't know if you remember, but like Dallas was on.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Dallas?
J.R. Ewan and Bobby Ewan.
Don't remember that, John.
Dallas. I was a mad fan. I was.
Yeah, no, just
I loved
Dallas,
it.
John.
You can still get it on one of them dodgy boxes. I watch it the odd time.
Jesus, brilliant. I don't remember Dallas now. Was that like a late program, or was it a kids program, or?
Oh, well, it was just a daytime TV. It was mad for daytime TV, to be honest. But it was a great program. It was about this oil tycoon family and the madness that just went on in their world.
No, I don't remember Dallas, John, to be honest. Maybe.
No, do you remember the Love Boat?
Definitely not the Love Boat. The Love Boat. No, I don't remember that.
No.
I probably wasn't allowed to watch that because it was so fucking.
No, it was on daytime. It was on daytime telly.
I don't remember the Love Boat now.
You had the A-Team was on.
Oh, the A-Team. Yeah, I used to love the A-Team. Dukes of fucking Hazards. Dukes
of Hazzard.
General Lee.
Yeah, and you had my favourite MacGyver used to be on.
MacGyver.
Remember MacGyver?
I didn't really watch too much of it now, to be honest.
Oh, I loved it, man. There was an episode where he was in prison and he made a bomb out of a bar soap. Oh God!
Oh, what the hell? How were they allowed to get away with that back then? Fair play to them.
Do you remember Wonder Woman?
Oh, I do. What was the other one?
Wonder Woman.
Knight Rider. Because I remember,
Knight Rider was amazing.
Wonder Woman used to be on before or after Knight Rider. I can't really remember. And then The Simpsons was on.
Yeah, and Knight Rider, you had what else? Daytime telly was the big thing as well, by the way. That was everything.
Oh, yeah, man. You couldn't miss your Knight Rider, your A-Team.
Do you remember the Hulk?
Oh, yeah, the Hulk was brilliant, wasn't it?
Oh, I used to be shitting of the Hulk. Because that face when he would change, like that was Lou Ferrigno, the former bodybuilder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That was like, I didn't know that till I got older. I was like, oh my God, man. And Lou Ferrigno was, what a huge guy he was. Yeah, that's another reason what got me into the world of bodybuilding. But the Hulk, man, what a program. How scary was it?
Yeah. Do you remember, right? And this is going back now. This is another one I'm going to just throw out there and just test you, okay? Do you remember the DJ Cash Show? The DJ Catch? No, all right, okay. Early morning TV as a kid, right? The old nan used to fucking wake me up, ready for school, give me bowl or something like that, right? And the DJ Cash Show, if you're up early enough, you used to catch the Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, before all your friends got it when they came home from school. And you could go in and tell all your friends, oh, this is the episode in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today, guys. Bet you didn't see it. Yeah,
I was never up that early. We might be dragging me up out of bed. But I do remember the Ninja Turtles, which was
course.
Which was probably, I would go, yeah, they were my favorite back then. They really were.
Yeah. Everyone loved
really
it.
were.
Master Splinter. Even Masters, you remember Master Splinter? Do you remember the films came out, the live films?
Do you remember Bebop and Rocksteady?
Oh.
Yeah, here's a good one. Do you remember Krang? We've all been out with a few of them in our time, haven't we?
Oh my God, man! Yeah. Jesus Christ!
And then you had
Bebop and Rocksteady, isn't that?
And then you had April O'Neil, and you had remember her sidekick who was always moaning all the time, Vernon.
Oh, and the Punisher's still out actually. Yeah, the Punisher. Yeah, man.
I remember watching that, man.
You don't? No, remember the Punisher used to be in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He used to have like this. It was like an ice hockey mask on thing. Oh, John, he was in.
Are you talking about the Rat King?
No, John, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There used to be a character in it called
the Rat King. Was brilliant.
Don't remember the Rat King.
The Rat King. Remember, he put all bombs all over the rats, and he used to say, "Go, my pretties, go." And he had a big deep voice, and he was a big muscly dude with like he had like rough clothes on him.
Don't remember that.
And he controlled all the rats in the sewer.
Jesus, that's going back, man. Must have been a.
Yeah, and remember the Turtles? You had Leonardo. He had like the samurai sword. He was the coolest out of them. Second one was Raphael. He had like the fork sticks. Remember?
Yeah.
Big, you want to get one of them up the arse? You know what I mean? You had.
Or would you?
Actually, you know where they are.
Yeah. Oh, Donatello had the big stick. He was gonna like.
Donatello had like a giant stick, basically.
Like a Kempo stick or something, wasn't
it? And he no, it was like something you just find in the Phoenix Park and shape it or something. Then he was the brains of the operation. Remember, he did all the geeky stuff. He used to come up with all like equations and weird
point
stuff.
And crime equations. Come on.
And then who was the last one again? Donatello.
Michelangelo had the nunchucks.
Michelangelo. Sorry, Michelangelo had the nunchucks.
I tell you what, I remember.
He was a surfer.
Yeah, he was a kind of he's a real kind of rocker kind of dude. Like he was a cool character actually. I remember that was my first introduction to nunchucks. And then I got into the phase.
And he loved pizza.
Yeah, then I got into the phase of seeing nunchucks again when Bruce Lee came onto the scene. That's an iconic 90s character. Like obviously he is the king of it. And we used to, as kids, used to make our own nunchucks. We used to rob me ma's sweeping brush, right? Get a saw, cut off a length, right? Then get this chain, right? You know the chain, the old chains, for the stopper in your sink.
Yeah.
Right, you used to get that, right? You used to break that off the sink, right? You used to rob the sweeping brush, and I used to cut the sweeping brush down to about, arm's length, elbow to wrist length stick. Put a nail in the top and attach the chain to the stick. And I used to do that with the other bit that I cut off. And I had a set of nunchucks walking around the place. You never did that as a kid. If you never did that as a kid, oh, come on, man. Yeah, no, I used to go around like with these makeshift nunchucks. And we used to practice it, going behind our back and all.
Whack each other and all.
Man, yeah, we were proper little ninjas, man, back in the day.
Don't get me wrong, I did love Bruce Lee and all, but like, I think growing up for me, I was a big Chuck Norris fan.
Oh man, what was the program, man?
Do you remember the program he was in? Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's the one. Walker, Texas Ranger. Oh my God, Walker, Texas Ranger.
The funniest thing ever, right? I actually thought it was cool when I originally watched it, but when I look back now as a grown adult, I just said that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He jumps in the air in a flying kick straight through a Ferrari window and kicks your man in the chest and lands in the passenger seat. Oh, you couldn't make it up, man.
Listen. If you wanna question Chuck Norris, that's on your head. I am not fucking.
No. Do you remember the movies? He was just like he was the action hero back then when I was growing up.
Was he pre or post Rambo? I think he was post Rambo.
He was before Rambo, I think.
Think so? I don't know. He was a bit like Rambo. I think he was a bit of a rip-off. One of them ripped off each other, and anyway.
Yeah.
The bandana and but listen, you gotta give Chuck Norris credit, man. He's Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. I used to watch every episode of Walker Texas Ranger. I was mad into it.
Put it this way, right? Look at the characters like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. What characters are out there like them today that can match them?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
They're still using Jason Statham.
Like kids, I feel sorry for kids growing up, man. They just don't have them characters like to look at.
And by the way, I like Jason Statham. I like his films. It's just that like it goes to show that there is more action heroes, and he like people are relying on whatever he makes.
Who is this guy?
No, he does. He's in loads of films. He's in Lock, Stock, and all. He's in he's in the film where he's like a driver as well.
I don't know.
Oh, he's in loads of them, man. He's in the one where his heart's gonna die, and he has to keep getting electric shock and all.
Oh, God.
Never seen that film, no?
Fair enough. What was your favorite meal as a kid, John? During the 90s? What did you eat for dinner? Bangers and mash?
Yeah, bangers and mash. My ma used to make. You know what? My ma used to make, and it was probably not great now, but like, she used to make the Bernard's waffles and beans, and bacon. She used to call it. What did she call it again?
Words are potato waffles.
Yeah, do you remember them? Yeah,
they're waffly versatile.
Yeah, that was dinner. That and beans and bacon and.
What more do you need?
Yeah, no, that was a dinner. Yeah, God, so she used to make a bolognese, man, and with mushrooms, and she knows I don't like mushrooms. They actually make me feel ill.
Well, as a kid, I was a bit picky like that as well. I didn't like green lettucey things and yeah, what's that? Fucking mushrooms. Shut up and eat it, you little rat.
Yeah, or she used to make which I still find weird today, but I still eat. I'd eat it anyway, but she used to make a Hawaiian burger. You ever had one of them?
No, explain.
Right, well, basically, right.
Enlighten me.
Basically, I don't know where she got this concept from, right? But she'd almost get a pound of mince, right? And then just put it together with an egg and something else.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that was your burger. You could never finish this thing, right? She used to put it in the oven and put a piece of pineapple on top and just cook the thing and then grill the piece of pineapple. Now, if you could eat this whole burger, I'll take my hat off to you because I could never get through it. Couldn't even get the chips.
Yeah.
It was the burger was like that big, man.
Fucking hell, man.
Like 5 quarter-pounders wouldn't do anything.
Jesus. Well, I tell you what, I was raised on Chippers Chinese food, and do you know them McDonald's noodles, super noodles?
Well, I think we had the Coca noodles growing up.
No, they came later. Before Coca noodles, I had the soup noodles because I was probably a bit of a posher continue. Coca noodles were for rich people, John.
Well, I don't know if I was rich, but anyway, it was just what was in the press now and again. If you're lucky.
What else? I mean, listen to me. I used to love just a simple fucking cheese on toast.
Oh yeah, but still to this day, there's nothing better than
cheese on
toast.
I was never a porridge kid.
Answer me this. I love porridge. One of my favorite things to have. Did you used to put a bit of brown sauce in your cheese toasty? Or is that just me?
No, it did happen. I didn't like it now. I wasn't a fan of it, okay? No, you don't put any of that brown sauce in me cheese and toast. No, don't. Give me me cheese and toast and don't touch me.
No, I used to love it.
Yeah. Or when I was really young, I do remember dipping me soldiers, Now this is me. I don't know if parents do that anymore. The parents do that with their kids, with the eggs.
Oh, yeah, maybe not, man. I remember my mom used to cut. She used to cut the top off them, and she used to call them soldiers. And if
they're soldiers, you got a crips or something. I don't know.
Soldiers in a dippy egg.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, if you're listening to this, right, please treat your kids as soldiers and eggs, and for fuck's sake,
and then once you finish your breakfast, you had the right to go out and play, and then your mom would literally say this just before you got out the door. She'd say, "Don't come back till later."
Yeah, I remember our calling we didn't come home when we were kids unless we were absolutely dying. Something happened to us. We were hungry. Called in. Remember that? Called in. Your ma's calling for you. Do you remember that? Yeah. The street lights went on. That was your last call. After that, you're on your own, kid.
Yeah, I suppose when the street lights come on, that's when your ma's at the door and you go, "Ma, one more goal, just one more."
Yeah.
And then you go, one more goal, and then like your ma's looking and the lads are looking back, and you just take a shot and you go, right, I'm going in now.
Because the last one in was the weak one, remember?
Yeah, but if you got the last goal as well, like that was it was over.
Oh, it was over, yeah. I remember.
No?
I remember I remember we got so rebellious sometimes. We were around in the field, and you know the way the lights are on the outside of the field, so the field in itself was dark, and we were literally playing football in the dark, right? And I'm not joking with you. Every parent in the community used to be was running around that field looking for that kid, because you know the parents shout, "Paul, where are you? You better get here now, you little boss! I'll fucking kill you!" You know, but you didn't answer them because they couldn't see you, and they didn't know if you were there or not. Until you got pissed off and said, right, I'm here. Get in there, you little shit, yeah.
It's not even that.
If they wanted to go to the pub.
They'd walk up to you and they'd be like, they wouldn't say anything for ages. And you'd be like, oh, I'm going in now. And they'd be like, oh, just come on, will you? And then you'd turn your back to them and then whack, right in the back of the head, you'd get that slap. If you're able to just keep your balance, you'd stumble about 4 times. More than likely you'd fall down because they were a good whip to the back of the head.
Yeah,
it was like,
no harm.
It was like, oh yeah, enjoyed that, didn't you? You knew I was looking for you.
Yeah, you knew that race was on at 20:55, you little prick, and missed it. You know, so yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah,
man.
what other games did you used to play when you were growing up? Because I used to play. Did you used to in the schoolyard? We used to have marbles.
Oh, I was never a marble kid, John. I was never a marble.
Remember that?
I was an IRA kid. You know, remember that game?
I played IRA. I hated IRA now, I have to say.
Oh, no, we moved there. Hide and seek, man. I used to love it.
Hide and seek was legendary, but IRA used
to... That's what it was.
IRA used to get bet for your...
Yeah, IRA was a bit hardcore, but I think kids needed that. I needed that. Man, that toughened me up. That was the best game ever. You had... What was it? You go to the wall. You go to the little lamppost, okay? You count to 30. All the other kids have 30 seconds to hide, okay? Oh, that was kick the can. Sorry, that was
you were talking about kick the can.
Kick the can, yeah. Can you remember kick the can?
Kick the can was brilliant.
Ah, that was a brilliant game. You got the kick.
That was a savage game.
Yeah, Jesus, kick the can. That was what was IRA then? You just used to hide if you got caught.
No,
I know what it was. If you caught the first person, he teamed up with you, and basically, if you're the last person to get caught, you had everybody in that game looking for you, and they all battered you when they caught you. So
do you remember?
Hiding.
Do you remember you'd come up with like Mark, right? And you'd be like, you're M, you're A, you're R, and you're K, right?
That's
and then you had to remember that your letter, and then someone would catch it and they go, give me your fucking letter now. And you'd be like, K.
Yeah, and you used to have to hold out.
And even it didn't matter, because some people, even if you did give your letter really quickly, like, they just give you a couple of boots anyway, because that's what they wanted.
Because you know, when you get them, you're giving them a few boots, like so. You know,
what else did we used to do on the street?
Used to have a letter.
IRA,
you had to make the password out for all the teams. So if there's 7 on the team, it was like petrol or something. I don't know. Did
you ever play with Pogs?
Oh, jeez, I remember Pogs. Yeah, I do.
Remember Pogs? Pogs were big, man. They were like. I used to have a steel one, and if you had the steel one, you could smash it down because you didn't worry about it being broken. And if you flipped the other person's Pog, that was it. You won it. Yeah,
Pogs, and they used to have a kind of like a razor edge kind of Pog. Remember them ones?
Yeah. Oh, there was loads of designs. There was loads. Some people had some amazing stuff. Oh, it was for me. It was an addictive game. I used to love it. And then you had Premier League stickers.
Oh yeah, man. I don't think I ever completed a book unless I got honest through.
I think I got like probably 90% through. Yeah. Whoever basically had the Premier League sticker, you were the man in the whole thing.
Yeah, you used to swap. Do you remember you
used to swap them? And do you remember someone would go like,
or have need?
Yeah.
Have you got it's your turn now?
Do you remember someone would try and trade you one, and you'd be like, that's not worth that, and then all of a sudden there'd be a fight, and then all you'd hear in the schoolyard would be, hey G, hero, hero, hey G,
and everyone got around
hero.
Yeah,
and everyone gathered around.
Man, you don't see that happen in schoolyards anymore. Jesus Christ. Well, I don't know. I'm not hanging around schoolyards anymore, just for the record. Like,
well, I hope you're not at your age.
Oh man, oh jeez, man. Yeah, I remember that back in the day, HRO.
Jeez, and man. Here, do you remember kiss chasing?
Of course, I used to love kiss chasing, man. You know?
Yeah.
You know, because that's how that's how you found out who was gay. Like, not saying there's anything wrong with gay, but like if you didn't want to play kiss chasing, you know, it kind of gave the game away kind of young, like, you know, the kind of way.
Yeah, it was a strange game because it really got your heartbeat going. Because
I tell you what, you have to learn, like, you have to learn to deal with it kind of thing. It's like, right, I'm gonna be chasing her and I'm gonna kiss her when I get her, like, you know, whether it be the schoolyard or the street, it was kind of like you have, like, and everyone's watching, so you have to fucking do it, you know.
Yeah. Did you have any hobbies apart from like the kind of obvious ones?
Do you know what I used to love doing, John? I remember this. Me and my cousin used to doing this, right? Because my cousin used to stay over my nanny's with me some nights as well, right? And we used to love, I don't even remember these magazines, and every month it came out, but there was a piece of a dinosaur in the magazine.
Oh, stop.
Do you remember them? And I used to glow in the dark.
Them. Yeah, I used to get them all the time.
What was that called?
Oh, damn it.
And the first episode ever was the T-Rex.
Oh man! And then after the T-Rex, then they kind of just started letting out just other ones like the pterodactyl.
Yes.
Do you remember when they released the Velociraptor? Like everyone wanted that.
Yeah, man, that was my kind of little secret kind of. I used to absolutely fucking love dinosaurs. Like I knew the Stegosaurus, the pterodactyl, the.
What was the big long one called? The one that it was a plant eater. Had a giant long neck.
Diplodocus. Still remembers to this day. That's how much I love the dinosaurs.
And what was the one that had like a triangle shape on the front of its head, and it would just charge at you?
That was the Triceratops.
Oh, brilliant, man! Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were great little yolks, man. That was, and it was such a pictogrammic magazine. As a kid, you could understand it. This is the dinosaur. This is what it looked like. This is what it ate. This is like its predators and stuff like that. You didn't realize how much you were learning just looking at these pictures. Man, that was brilliant.
Yeah, I'll give you a good one. Do you ever remember? Well, I did anyway. I don't know about you.
Go on.
Robbing the Sun paper.
or if you're really bold, the porno mag. But yeah, you needed to be. You needed to be pushed into that one.
They were on the high rack, man.
They were on the high rack. You needed help getting up there.
If you could,
and you needed to be able to run.
If you could get a Playboy mag back then and get out, you put yourself
in danger.
You put yourself in a serious position amongst everyone because you were a ledge.
You were a man among mice. You were back then. If you got a porno.
I used to rob the Sun paper because remember they used to have a page 3 with the topless board.
I was waiting for you to say it. I wasn't gonna steal your thunder there. I was hoping you'd say it.
Oh God!
The page 3 girls.
I used to be like that. I used to
remember?
Here, boys. Check it out. Damn! Look at that. Oh, she's got the bleeding tits are out there. Oh jeez, I've never seen anything like that before.
I remember seeing the original Sun where Jordan was there.
Yeah, I remember Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was the page 3 girl.
Jordan.
And I remember Pamela Anderson as well. I seen them originally.
But like Jordan was the big thing in the day.
No, I think Pamela Anderson was better, to be honest. I thought like she was my kind of, Baywatch. Come on.
No, Baywatch. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. I wish I could hear the intro of it right now. It's actually a great song, isn't it?
Man, Jesus Christ.
What was the characters off it again?
Daisy Hasselhoff was in it.
Yeah, but what was he called in it? Was he called Mitch?
Who cares what he was called? Pamela Anderson was, who cares what her name was? All I wanted to do was see a bit of ass in the sun.
Yeah, by the way,
I was like, what the hell is that?
That bird who was the brunette in it, she was a cracker as well.
Yeah, she was beautiful. They're all beautiful.
Every one of them, yeah. Sorry. Do you remember your man that was the baldy dude?
No, not your man, just the women, John.
But you remember your man, the baldy dude that had like the mustache in it?
Don't remember him now. I must have
not. They were kind of
not been paying attention to that bit, John. Sorry.
The dudes in it were pretty older, weren't they? Like
I can't really remember now, to be honest. I just remember Pamela Anderson. because she was just a craze back then. She was just
no. Pamela Anderson was the main thing. Like, no one would be out on a Saturday night when Baywatch was on. Yeah. Everyone being sitting in front of the screen just to see her.
Yeah, and you know, like, used to have to beg your dad, please, gonna watch it, and he's like, oh no, so we can go on. Then.
No, do you know what? Do you know the reason why my mom used to let us watch Baywatch?
Why?
Because I used to watch Blind Date with her after with Cilla Black.
I do remember that.
Remember Blind Date? Oh, stop.
Oh, that was so shit. How was I so
I was shy. It was mug.
But yeah, because I remember, like, my grandparents used to watch it. So it was just...
everyone watched that.
Well, I was happy to just be up late. I didn't give a fuck what was on telly.
Whatever was on telly, I used to stay up.
Yeah.
My mum used to watch Catchphrase.
I do remember that. That's still on.
And the thing used to go...
Oh, that was so fucking... Oh, Catchphrase was bleeding, yeah. What else was...
Here.
Fortunes.
Do you know,
Survey says...
Yeah. Do you remember a really big program? Well, I don't know if you watched it, but I did. Do you remember Biker Grove?
I do remember, but I don't remember watching much of it, to be honest.
It was Ant and Dec's first break.
Oh, was it?
I remember he used to be like, oh, here we go, man, we're gonna be a Grove.
I do remember it, but I don't remember if that makes sense.
Oh, I loved watching Biker Grove, man. That was a big program.
Yeah, I don't.
I
was subjected. Sorry.
No, go on. Biker Grove. You had Saved by the Bell.
Oh, Saved by the Bell, man. Here. Oh my God, that used to be my ringtone. Like, back when I had the 3310.
Yeah. You had Zach Morris, and he used to just make Screech do the worst things ever.
Saved by the Bell. Oh, and of course, how could we forget the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh, that was brilliant.
That was just... Go home to Bel-Air. I used to love that, man.
Did anybody not watch that?
Don't know. That's why I feel sorry for kids these days.
They don't have anything like that anymore.
No. I don't even know. Kids watch mad shit nowadays. I don't know. But I remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, Fresh Prince was a big one. The Cosby's.
And while I used to wait for that, unfortunately, you used to have to watch that stupid one. It was all right. It was either Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Sister. Tia and Tamara. Do you remember them?
I loved watching Sister and Sabrina. I used to watch
it all. Listen, I didn't really into it. I was waiting for Saved by the Bell, you know.
Do you remember Salem in it?
Oh, the cat was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was an ex-communist, he was. Do you remember Sister? The album was a massive boom. Living in the Elfless Gap.
Yeah, she was a fashion designer or some shit.
What was the Elfless name?
I can't remember.
Oh, and do you remember your man, Roger?
Who
actually has a great rap song.
Does he?
Yeah, do you ever hear Roger's song? He's actually got a good voice, man. Very good singer.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually called Up in the Club. I remember it. Brilliant tune.
I'm gonna Google that. Yeah. So Roger,
yeah.
Do you remember Keenan and Kel?
How could I forget
Keenan and Kel, man? That
you were an orange soda.
Yeah, if you don't remember that, oh God, you missed out. You missed out big time. Yeah, Keenan and Kel was brilliant.
Keenan and Kel was huge. I used to watch every single episode. And you had, remember, hey football head, hey Arnold.
Yeah. What else was on television around that time? Just so, like, we are the generation that literally grew up on television, pre-internet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
we were the last ones, John.
Yeah, even things like going out and magnifying ants and all.
Yeah.
Remember you used to do that?
Yeah, I used to do that. Catch bees. I remember I used to catch bees.
Oh,
yeah.
Stop. Now you're bringing me back.
Man, looking back now, man, I wouldn't be arsed. I wouldn't go near a fucking
catching bees. Who does that nowadays?
Fearless back then. Absolute fearless.
Here, actually, you know what? Just touch on that. Where have all the bees gone anyway? Remember they were everywhere.
Yeah, there's none around anymore. No.
Bees were like, there was millions of the things.
You got stung at least once a year.
Oh yeah. Here, by the way, what did you used to catch them with?
I used to catch, right, I don't know if I remember this, right? There used to be, the milkman used to deliver this soda as well. It was cheap lemonade, whatever it may be, you know. But there was a glass bottle, back then, milk bottles were glass. Same as Lucozade bottles used to be glass.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but the empty bottles you used to have to leave out, and the milkman would take them and recycle them and give you a new one like that. But I used to rob them, of course, as a kid. What the fuck else would I do? And I used to use them as me catching the bees thing.
I used to use a Bisto gravy jar because it had the spinning lock on the top. There was no way they were getting back out.
The old puffy ones used to have them as well.
If you bagged it and dropped it, let's say on the muck, you didn't have to worry about them because if they got out, man, they would go for you.
Yeah, they were killers. Yeah, back then.
Did you ever used to do this? We used to get well, personally, I used to do this. We used to have my own experiments. I used to put like a wasp and a bee into the thing and see what would happen.
Yeah, man, we were cruel bastards back then. But we used to put in fairness, we used to put holes in the top of them, remember, so they could breathe and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we weren't that well. Actually, I did that. I used to do it with a knife.
A knife, you know, that kind of way. Like, I remember, like, there was some kids used to hang around with their man that wouldn't let them catch bees, and I understand it now. We're like, you're fucking. But anyway, I do understand it now. If I had a kid, I don't have any kids now, but if I had a kid, I'd explain to them, listen, they're a bit more scarce now. Maybe you shouldn't just, you know, put a wasp and a red arse in the same.
A red arse, yeah. Remember the different ones. A red arse.
Yeah.
God, they're like relics now. If you've seen a red arse, you'd actually want to take a photo with it.
I seen a white arse there out my back garden not too long ago now, and I just left the thing alone.
Do you remember the queen bee? Whoever caught that was the man.
I never seen one, John. I still to this
I did one time, and it was basically, it was fitting your hand, this thing, but no one could ever catch it. It would just go. It would just fly into the air. It had a hard time taking off, but once it got up, you couldn't get near it.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Yeah, I remember. There used to be loads of areas we used to go down. We used to put like a little. What would you call them? It's like a purple. You put it on corned beef if you're cooking corned beef. I think it's called lavender. The bees used to love lavender, and there used to be loads of lavender around where I used to live. I don't know where the fuck it is now. Just because of urbanization, it just not there anymore. We used to put the lavender in the bottle with the bees. Just I don't know why. I think it was a comfort thing. They used to just probably like it.
Yeah, people used to do that. Yeah, actually, there was you know what, you could tell people who were more sadistic because they wouldn't have anything in the jar, or even
they just have 100 bees or something like that.
There was some people that had like an eco life in their jar, and there was others just had nothing.
But I tell you what, the glass bottles were dangerous because I did drop it once, and all the bees got out, and I fucking legged it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And everyone around me legged it. If you dropped your little Nescafe glass jar, get the fuck away, man. You know.
Oh yeah, leg it, man, straight away. Yeah. You know what? I forgot to say the elephant in the room. What about Saturday morning wrestling on the telly?
Oh my god!
Holy crap!
WWF was back then.
WWF, the real one with the W, and it had blue and gold around it, the gold trimming around it. I
remember going far. I remember the Ultimate Warrior, and I remember Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, I remember Hulk. I was a Hulkamaniac. I don't know about you.
Everyone was. Who fuck wasn't a Hulkamaniac?
Yeah, do you know who I used to love? And he's not really known that well, but do you remember the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase?
Yes.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody, everyone's got a price. And what was his line again?
I don't know.
Everyone's got to pay or something. I think it was.
I was a Bret the Hitman Hart man. I love
Bret, man.
He was what was it called? The Heartbreak Kid or something like that? No, that was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels was the Heartbreak Kid. There was, what was it?
What was their gang called again? Owen Hart was in it.
There was Owen Hart, and I think there was the British Bulldog in it as well.
Was in it. Yeah.
He was in it for a short time.
Yeah, remember that kind of goaty fella? I don't know what it was. I think he was a.
That was Sergeant Slaughter.
Was it?
Remember Sergeant Slaughter?
I do. I remember all them. I remember every single one of them. I remember the Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhackers and Legion of Doom.
They used to walk in.
Remember Legion of Doom?
Oh, the big spiky things.
Big spike things.
Oh, they were bleeding mad. Mad days, man. I remember first seeing that, and I was like, what was
their intro again? Remember they used to make some big noise.
I can't remember. It was some mad rock kind of tune or something. I remember.
He used to go damn, and then they'd walk out, and you'd be like, I remember the size of them.
Yeah,
Jesus
Christ. Do you remember Razor Ramon?
Probably goes down as one. Scott
Chico.
Hall as one of my favorites of all
Razor
time.
Ramon.
You remember when he first came on the scene and he was sitting at a table and he was doing the introduction, and your man takes his food away and he goes, Senor Razor, you have to pay the bill. And he goes, you asking Razor Ramon to pay the bill, Chico? You're showing the most disrespect. And then he shoves the table out of the way, right? And he takes his toothpick and does that. Razor don't pay no bill. He was a great character. Here, what was his finishing move again?
The Razor's Edge.
The Razor's
over
edge,
the back of the head. Oh my God!
He used to have you like, man, that was it.
Pull that off, man.
I was nearly 7 foot, man. He was a monster. He was the biggest of all wrestlers.
Well, he was doing it to other people as big as him. And how
he was big, yeah.
Do you
remember Andre the Joint?
Oh, jeez, I do remember that. Jeez.
Holy
maybe
crap.
Andre was beautiful.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
We loved, man, that was just iconic, man. Iconic era.
Andre could drink like 7 bottles of wine with his dinner.
Jesus Christ. No,
7 bottles of wine. More than that, actually, I think. I'm just going back. Who else was there in the wrestling scene then that was just unbelievable? You had
sorry, go on.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Snake the Jake Roberts.
Oh, Jake the Snake. By the way, if anyone wants to listen to a really, really good podcast about Jake, go listen to have a listen to Joe Rogan when he tells his life story.
Does he?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I didn't realise the mad shit. Here, by the way, we're forgetting the legend of legends. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Mr. Man. Well, hang on, don't lose the cool. Do you remember him? He's like, don't lose the cool.
and here.
Oh, he would. Do you remember he teamed up with Hulkamania before?
Yes, I do.
I can't remember. I'm going back here now.
They used to have a tag team.
Oh my God.
Oh, here's a great one for you. Ric Flair.
Oh, Nature Boy.
Nature Boy. Oh.
Ric Flair was probably. Ric Flair
is up there as the.
He's the original.
Yeah, he's the original, man. He's the original. Ric Flair for me, man. Do you remember he was so big back then? He used to have like remember he was in the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and they used to have these lovely these custom made shoes. These alligators were well, what did he say? He used to have like I just got these alligators on my feet this morning. Oh, he used to have some great lines, didn't he?
Yeah, Ric Flair was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
Well,
then it moved on.
We're not giving a good plug. Undertaker was just as big.
Jesus, yeah. Undertaker, he only retired there recently, didn't he?
Well, Undertaker was...
He was the longest... Man, if you don't remember the Undertaker, Jesus Christ.
God, there was so many, wasn't there? Jesus.
I remember him and remember the big fat guy, Yokozuna from Japan.
Yokozuna, yeah, Jesus.
You remember him and Bret Hart used to have some battles, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Yokozuna. And here, we're also forgetting Mankind.
Yeah, of course, he's a lunatic. And I do remember the Steve Austin and The Rock. You can't not mention them. Like, you just...
Oh, come on.
John Cena and you know, all them.
No.
But they were later on.
Let's go back a bit.
Yeah, like they were great characters as well.
When Stone Cold Steve Austin broke in,
Sergeant Slaughter.
They were some of the best times ever with Steve Austin. That was when SmackDown and Raw was brilliant.
Yeah, Diesel. Remember him? Steve
Austin.
Austin.
We had
DX, yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, sorry, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I remember Hunter Hearst Helmsley first fight in an undercard in WWF. It was like one of them little weird kind of ones. His match
with Mankind in a hardcore match was just brilliant. He had sledgehammers, he had nails. I just loved watching wrestling back then. I remember me and my brother, we used to have a wrestling team, and I used to call myself big sexy Mark Henry. And he used to run at me, and I'd pick him up and slam him onto the bed.
Yeah, you used to use the bed, the double bed.
That was the Henry bomb. We used to jump off the windowsill and all the windows.
Some mad shit we used to do, like
until one of us got our back in or something.
Yeah, we used to act that out. And do you remember I don't even remember this. We used to have our own competitions.
Yeah, now let's I just want to get this straight. I'm sure people did do it. I don't know if they took it to the level that my brother and a few others took it to.
No, I do remember them days.
They used to have like a ladder, and like they used to have a video camera that they got off their ma. She didn't even let them out with it, but they just took it. And I don't know if you remember, but if you remember the Thorn Bush match they had
in the valley,
where basically my brother got suplexed. He got suplexed into the thorn bush. That was the climax of the event. That was cutting edge back then.
Yeah,
that was cutting edge stuff, man. That was cutting edge.
That was that's going back. Like, but then I think something happened. I think we were just getting grown out at that stage. But then a kid died recent, and they said, "Listen, don't try this at home." And they kind of took a soft approach. I remember in school they were saying, "Listen, we don't be doing this, kids," because
no, I think Owen Hart dying. That was that took a lot of people off it, man.
Yeah, Owen Hart. That was
a tough one. That was, And then you had Brock Lesnar in it. Remember him?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Jesus Christ, no one could touch him.
No, Brock can't. Yeah, he's still in it. Yeah, Brock. Oh, man, he's some career he had. Jesus. Even the games we had back then. What games did you play?
What you mean? We used to have I used to love the Royal Rumble.
But like video games. What video games?
Video games. Yeah, I remember going back now. I remember Mario Kart, the originals.
Yeah.
What else? I remember. I remember what's it called, the Nintendo, the little handheld ones. Remember them? Fuck, what are they called?
The SNES.
No, it was the handheld. The Game Boy. Nintendo
Game Boy. Yeah.
Remember the Game Boy? Jesus Christ! You used to have to swap the cartridges and.
That's right.
Had a different game. You used to do that.
Yeah, swap
I remember the Sega. Yeah. I remember, and this is going back. I remember the Commodore 64. And
I played on that as well. Yeah,
we used to have the Terminator game in it. And what other games? Some of the stupid games we used to have.
You had the helicopter game on it. Do you remember that one?
No. I remember having the Simpsons on it.
No, I'm trying to remember the Commodore days, but they were old, man. I remember one of my favourite games in the early days when I first was introduced to gaming was the Nintendo. I remember the game, it used to have a gun. It was called Duck Hunt.
I do remember that.
She used to shoot them on the screen.
Used to get a gun, yeah, man. Imagine that. You used to make the little sound.
Yeah.
You used to be able to stand back with the wire.
And then I suppose my second favourite game after that was Street Fighter.
Of course, man. They were the Mortal Kombat. They were my favourite game.
Street Fighter was just incredible.
And that's when the Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris thing was going down, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You had Sonic.
Sonic, yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Sonic was legendary. Mortal Kombat, you just mentioned, that was brilliant, man. I used to love Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was brilliant. Remember, what was the other one called to him?
Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile.
Scorpion used to go, "Get over here," and his hand would open up.
Yeah, have you seen the new Mortal Kombat movie, the 2021 one?
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
John, listen to me. The old one with Liu Kang and all, it was good. John, do yourself a favor, okay? Watch it.
No, I just remember the old one. The old one was great.
It was great, but listen to me. I'm a kind of one of these people. I don't like a retake like Dumber and Dumber 2 or anything. I'm not into our Trainspotting 2. But listen to me, the new Mortal Kombat, John, I have to give credit where credit's due. If you're into your Sub-Zero and your Scorpion and your Reptile, man, you'll love it. They steal the show, man. It's a good fucking watch.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'd watch it again.
All right, now look here, listen, I'll watch that, and I'm actually happy there's a John Wick 4 coming out. So I'll watch anything. I love John Wick. I think it's great. Sorry, I know we're talking about the 90s, but we're going up and down here. But I suppose just finish off on a few sweets that you would have had back in the day that they probably don't do anymore.
No, well, I don't know. Kids do eat shit but I don't know how I eat. I don't know how I used to eat the shit I used to eat, but I remember all the tempany bags, the the golf balls, the refreshers, the cold bottles.
Balls, yeah.
You know what? I
Refresher
remember the
bars.
Dan bars, the Whisper bars, the macaroon bars.
Macaroon bars were legendary.
Man, macaroon
They
bars
were legendary. Macaroon bars were brilliant.
Yeah. I think they still have them out.
Do you remember cola? What were they called? The little cola sweets.
Cola bottles.
They were like, no, not cola bottles. Cola bottles were like what should we call it? They were like just like a gummy bear style thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the packet of was it Cool Cola or something like that? And they were like little hard sweets with sugar on top of them.
Don't know what you're talking about. Let me think. No, don't know.
They were big.
They must have been a posh sweet, John. Sorry.
No. They they were legendary. Because
I don't remember them.
For 30p, right, you'd get a packet of Banshee bones, or 30, was it 30p or 50p or something? You'd get a packet of Banshee bones, a bottle of Cadet, and a packet of them.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, remember that? The bottle of Cadet.
Bottle of Cadet was legendary, man. Yeah. Everyone had them.
Man, for a pound, if you had a pound as a kid, man, you were mint.
Holy crap.
You could buy anything in the shop. You could even buy like I don't know, a Cornell, like even like, man, that was
or a Bigfoot.
Oh, Bigfoot. Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot was
a twist.
So much of HP, if you're listening, bring the Bigfoot back, will you? That was just one of the nicest ice creams.
I loved the brunchies I did, or the iceberg.
Brunchies were horrible, man. They had all the nuts on them.
No, it wasn't nuts. It was kind of like a candy kind of sweetener-y, kind of flaky kind of stuff on them. It was nice. I used to like them now, you know. Where everyone's taste.
Yeah, do you remember the Cool Pops?
Oh my!
They were brilliant, weren't they?
How much were they each? You see,
10p.
5p ones and 10p ones, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like, even if they weren't frozen, you used to fucking drink the things.
No, well, the best is when they were half. They're kind of a slushy style. No one wanted to have them when they were like a brick. They were a waste of time.
Oh my God, John! I remember the half-halves. I remember I used to like the blue ones.
I'll give you a good one. Do you remember the Roy Rover bars?
Ah, Jesus, man, they're kind of golden colour, weren't they?
No, they were like lime green.
Yeah.
They had a guy doing like scoring a goal or taking a shot on them.
They remind me of gooseberries. They were really sweet.
And here, you know what? Here's a bar for you that's just, it's basically gone into the past. A Moro bar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, do you remember that? Moro bar.
I remember eating one, obviously, yeah, but I don't remember having.
You can't see them anymore. The only thing you can see that would resemble them is a Bounty.
A Bounty, yeah. I used to like the Bounties. They were kind of the richer kind of ones. Like, I only ate them when I was older. As a kid in the 90s, I was.
You didn't have them.
I remember meanies, burger bites, and what the fuck?
Burger bites were lovely. Do you remember Hot Lips?
Hot Lips. And wheelies.
Hot Lips were deadly. Wheelies are still out, actually.
Ready?
Yeah, and then you had the onion rings. Hated them.
I don't. Johnny onion rings I liked. I didn't like the other ones, the cheap ones. I liked the Johnny onion rings.
Do you remember that paper you get had all different colours and you could eat it?
Jeez, I do. Jeez, that was disgusting. How the fuck did I eat that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I would not eat any of that now. I was like, oh, what?
And you used to get the chocolate smokes.
Ah, jeez. And the chocolate coins, remember? You used to walk around.
Chocolate coins, yeah. Yeah. Chocolate coins, yeah.
Wow. Listen to me. The 90s was it. The 90s was... We are the last of a dying breed, our generation.
Oh, look, before we finish, I know I said this twice, but do you remember on a Friday you'd go into Extra Vision and your dad go like, "Go on, pick a movie and we'll watch it."
Yeah.
Or remember that?
Yeah. Remember
he used to go like, he's like Beethoven or something. You'd be like, "Oh, I want to see the new Beethoven." And your man would be like, "Yeah, have you got your card?" And you go, "Yeah, there you go." And remember they had like a bluer section as well, and then you had all the CD outfits.
Yeah,
pretending not to look like this. Pretending, and you'd walk in, right, and you'd make sure your dad didn't see it, and you'd look up and go, "Oh my God!" And then you
knew what it was.
You knew what it was, right? But you didn't want him to catch it, but at the same time, you just couldn't stop looking up at it, and you're like, "Oh my God, what's that?"
Yeah, and they used to be able to do that with games as well. They used to be able to rent out a game.
Yeah, you remember you could rent PlayStation 1 and then the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I remember
Nintendo 64.
Do man, what a great.
Remember GoldenEye?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember all them. I do.
GoldenEye was a legendary game.
Yeah.
What was that Irish actor? Isn't it Pierce Brosnan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember the screen was just a gun, wasn't it? You used to walk around with just a gun.
Basically, yeah. It was just a. Remember the silence piece, and then you get a Kalashnikov, and you get two guns. Remember, you get two like Uzis, and just start like whacking everyone out of it.
Man, that was Jesus. I think there's only one blockbuster left in the world or something like that. Apparently now, I don't know, but yeah, they're all the little things that I remember. You didn't have to wear your seatbelt. You got to smack off your ma, dad, nanny, gran, whatever. Even the outfit that you're fucking robbing the porno mag off, like, used to chase you and bait you. Yeah, like generation that brought up pre-internet. Definitely.
No, there was absolutely none of that back then. We didn't have any of that.
We didn't have any of that now. Like,
we didn't even know what. No one knew what time it was.
Yeah, no one
had a watch back then.
No one
yeah. No one had a watch. You used to go on adventures all day. You'd go in the middle of nowhere.
I remember as kids, like, we used to actually try to get lost. We would walk so far and into places we've never been before. Somehow we'd always find our way back.
Yeah, always find your way home.
You know,
come home, scruffy, dirty, and your man just look at you and go, "Oh my God,
scrape legs, scrape face,
state of you, get in now."
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that? Get in now, and then you'd be like, "Oh, ma don't," and she'd go. And do you remember your man go like, you'd be like, "No, ma, please don't hit me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wreck the trail." She'd be like, "Oh, just get in, will you? Be all right." And then as you're going in the door, you're like, "No, man, no," and she just whack you out, and the door would close. Here, do you remember your mates used to knock at the door and go,
Paul coming out?
Is Paul there? Is he coming out? Is he? And your man would be like, "Paul,
Mark's at the door for you."
And like the kids, Jesus, I remember like me growing up, when I knocked on someone's door, I would not say anything. The first thing I'd say is he there? And that's it. You would never go step your boundaries like today.
Yeah.
Never.
I do remember that. Yeah, you never. There was boundaries. There was clear boundaries, like, you know, that kind of way.
Remember when the outflow would come to the door, you'd bleed nearly cack it. You would.
Yeah, you know.
He'd come out with a can of harp or something.
No, what do you want? He's not coming out right.
Yeah, he'd have like a checkered shirt with like the top three buttons down, and a big baldy patch with a comb over, and he'd be staring at
having his dinner. He'll call you later.
Yeah. You either had that outfit or you had the other one that'd be like, "He's going to play a bit of ball today, boys, are you?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, we are, mister, yeah."
"What time do we be back at?"
And he used to go like, "Very good." And then he'd just walk off. They weren't very conversational back then, were they?
They didn't give a fuck. They just got in from work. They were like, "Get away."
Yeah, outfits back then didn't want to be bothered.
I do. That is it. Well, is another thing where we
didn't want to know your feelings or how
back
you
then.
Were
I remember back then. The outfit got in. He had his dinner, and then leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah, don't go near him.
Don't come near him. He's watching his whatever on the telly, having a cigarette. Just fucking leave him.
I think it was like especially when I went into my granddad's house and my uncle's house and all, like.
Yeah,
they used to be sitting there and they'd look at you, and do you remember, like, I think it's a thing in the past now, but all the granddads, uncles, outfits, you'd know you were all right if they just done that to you, like, they'd give you like that nod.
Yeah, look. You needed.
That's all they had to say to you. That's all they had to say, and then you go into the kitchen. Just give you a nod.
All the lads were in the outfits were in the sitting room watching the telly or whatever the fuck they're racing. And the young ones be in the kitchen.
Always in making tea.
Yeah, something like that, having a chit chat. But you as a kid, you were around the women. I was around the women anyway.
Yeah.
But if you were to go into the men, you needed to be very quiet. You needed to go in there and you were sit down. You needed to sit down in a little corner and sit down and shut the fuck up.
When I used to go into my granddad's parlour, right, he'd have the snooker on, and that's how I got into watching snooker. And he had this little like footrest thing, right? And it was behind him at the bottom, at the kind of left corner of the room. And he was on the right side, right, in his armchair. And he used to smoke, I don't know if you remember Players. Or just basically no filter cigarette. And I'm not joking, right? He didn't open the window. The room was just covered in, do you remember them layers of like smoke, right?
I remember
and
sorry, yeah.
And I used to be just sitting there like watching the snooker with him, and he just would sit there and he'd be like, "Did you see that? Did you? How did he not get that?" And I wouldn't answer him back. But he used to let me stay in the room because I think it was just someone that didn't annoy him, and that he could just basically go, how did he not get that back? Yeah, and I just used to go like that, like.
Yeah.
I used to like look up and go like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. In agreement with him.
Yeah,
you know?
You kind of agree with him. You kind of follow his character. Yeah.
Oh well, you weren't allowed. You weren't allowed in, and then you were back in with your aunties and all, and then like they'd be like, isn't he lovely? Isn't he lovely? pinching your cheek and all, and your auntie would be like, come on, sit on me lap. Yeah. Isn't he lovely? Isn't he? And they go, do you remember I used to wash you? I used to wash you out the back in a bucket, and you were like, no, I don't remember that. I was a baby. and you were naked in the. Yeah, actually, there's a good one. No one gets washed in the sink anymore.
Oh no!
All the time.
The young ones get washed in the sink. Yeah.
I remember
my little nieces get their grandmother to fucking
really? Yeah. I used to wash Charlie in the sink.
Because like, what's the point of running? Like, unless like they're mucky dirty and they want to like play around and there's toys and stuff like that. You don't run the bathroom because it's just not economical anymore.
I'll tell you why. Right, here's the reason why I used to wash Charlie, my son, in the bath. Right, was because I'd have the dinner on and I used to just get my like that, like I used to like that, arm up. Under the arms, blah blah, and then he used to take him out and dry him, right? And I had the potatoes boiling, so it was just handy to have him in the same room. Plus, the kitchen was roasting anyway, so it made sense to have it all in the one room.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, this does happen, doesn't happen. Yeah, you don't know. Like, you don't know. Listen, we need to delve into this further. But anyway, I think we'll leave it at that, John. Man, that was a blast from the past there.
Yeah, that was a blast from the past. All right, yeah.
Unfortunately, listen to me, we're a dying breed, but. Hey, you know what? Don't forget the lessons of the past, man. And, try keep the good things from it and bring them forward, pass them on.
Those were the days of growing up that you'll never, ever forget them. They were Ireland's best days, in my opinion.
I think so, too, especially with the way things are going. And I am very hopeful for the future. I have a lot of confidence and a lot of faith in the youths today. They're very smart, a lot more smarter than we were back then. Like, they're not climbing up trees and jumping over barbed wire fences like ticks like us were. But
I'll be honest with you, Mac, I think the opposite.
Listen to me, self-fulfilling prophecy as far as I'm concerned. But we'll leave it at that. We'll let you be the decider. Thanks for listening. And as always, we're on all the usual platforms, John. Give us a like, share, comment.
Yeah, make sure you go on, hit us all up, hit us on Instagram, Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on all social media. Come on, download us on Spotify and give us a share, like, and if you have any questions or if you have anything you want us to bring up, send us a message on Facebook. We will read things out for you and we will comment on it. There's no problem there. And
equally, if you feel like you have a story to tell, or something interesting and you want to talk to us, you're more than welcome on. Get in contact with us. We have our email up there. We have our Facebook. There's no reason. There's plenty of platforms to get in contact with them. Me and John are on the Instagrams every second or third day, kind of looking at things. So please drop us a line. You want to have a chat with us about anything, more than welcome. Thank you very much.
And remember, you are the resistance by listening to us. So thanks very much for taking the time to listen to us. And we will see you again on the next episode. We're going to have some more interesting stuff coming up, Paul. You want to tell the man?
No. I'm not telling them anything.
We're keeping it secret, yeah?
It's not a secret. It's just there's a lot of moving parts at the moment. We're trying to grow. And you'll hear more as and when we can get it out to you, okay? Thanks very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.